Good evening, folks, and welcome to another doubleheader of PIHANA action as we are at the Motor City Sportsplex here in Detroit, Michigan, home of the Detroit Trappers as they welcome their American Division rivals, the Boston Yachts. Both teams look like they're ready to go. We are at center ice, ready for puck drop. Anderson against Lackinen in the draw, and Anderson wins it back. Lackinen will chase back. Oh, and it's turned over to Ristolainen. He'll lose the puck at the blue line. Jackson King. Sloppy play here so far to stop lots of turnovers from both sides here in Detroit. Gron kicks it up the boards. Ovaskadachenko keeps it in. Lackinen over to Kaba. Kaba, shot, he scores! So less than a minute in, Lawrence Kaba knocks one off the post and in to give Detroit the early 1-0 lead here in the first. Wow, I just talked about sloppy play, and Lawrence Kaba shuts that up real quick with a great strike from that high slot area. Kaba will turn it over. It'll be Jackson King. He'll come in on the backhand. Stop there. It is Anders Falk in net for Detroit tonight. King shot. He scores! It'll be tipped in front by Josiah Stevens. So just like that, we are tied here at 1. The scoring coming early here in Detroit. Back at the draw. It'll be Anderson against Lackinen again. Lackinen wins it back to Ovaskadachenko. He'll get it up to the line to Ristolainen. He'll turn it over to King. Gonna be a penalty coming up here on Detroit. Anderson cuts into the slot. Shot! It's stopped there. Gets blocked to the corner. Gron on it. Now King. He'll turn in the corner, try to get it up high. It'll be touched by Ovaskadachenko. And we will get a slash on Mats Lackinen. So Lackinen will head to the box, and we'll get the first Boston Yachts power play of the evening. Boston, one of the lower power play teams in the league at just 18% on the season. Vital ready to take the draw for the man advantage. Rube for Boston. Slap shot gets blocked down in front. Markov will get it away to Ignatov. Ignatov will flip it down low and clear it for Detroit. Boston trying to get up through their zone. He'll turn it over Ignatov. Vital now on it for Boston. Nick O'Shea comes across the red line, enters the zone. Nick O'Shea stops up for a second at the half wall. It'll be Christensen at the point. Christensen to Vinogradov. Cross ice to Vital. Back to Christensen. Cherry slap shot there by O'Shea, and it's stopped by Anders Falk. Comes on net to Bedesiani. Bedesiani gets it up to O'Shea. Now Cherry in the zone. Oh, what a good stretch pass there. A little sauce pass to Vital. Vital unable to get it by Falk, though. Vital now with it. Up to Cherry in the high slot. He'll turn it over, and Ignatov will get it all the way down. Boston back on it. Nearing 30 seconds left here on the Lackinen penalty. Cherry gets blown up there. Vital in front. Backhand gets stopped by Falk. And Dayton Helm will flip it out. 15 seconds left here on the power play. Vital looking for one last rush attempt. He'll get in. O'Shea stopped by Falk. It's loose in front. And now Falk will get on it. Get it to Kaba. They try to get it out and can't. It's Christensen down to Vinogradov. Shot. Got blocked as it was coming in, and Falk will get that and hold it there as Detroit has killed off the Lackinen slash to keep it a 1-1 game here nearing 5 minutes gone in the first period here in Detroit. Anderson now against Horn. Anderson wins it back. Turned over to Ward. Markov now up to Jacobson. Valentin Jacobson cutting in. We'll lose the puck there for a second. Gets it back. Markov in the slot. Shot. Blockered away by Bedesiani. Jay Ward in the corner. He'll try to kick it free. He'll get it up to Markov. Backhand shot. Stop there. Going to go behind the net of Bedesiani. Anderson over to Stevens, the goal scorer for Boston. Stevens met at the blue line there. Jacobson the one that hits him. And Stevenson able to get back up and get on the puck. Anderson in the slot. Stopped there by Falk. Jacobson away. It's Ilya Markov now. Markov turns. He'll lose the puck to Vinogradov. Nil Vinogradov tries to dump in and gets blocked down by Tiketovic. Victor Tiketovic. Cutting wide. We'll lose the puck for a sec. In the slots. Blocked away. Kovalenko with the shot. Tipped in now. Kicks it out of the corner for Boston. It'll come up to Jacobson. Over to Laakkonen. Laakkonen in the corner. Cross ice to Kovalenko. Kovalenko to Ristolainen. Shot gets blocked away. Abraham will skate away with it for Boston. He'll try to get into the zone and get it knocked away off his stick. Kovalenko pressed to the boards there by Vinogradov. Antonison now on it. Almost turns it over. Petrik gets it up to Tipton. Tipton over to Abraham on the near boards. Abraham will be tripped up. That'll be a penalty on Valentin Jacobson. So Jacobson heads to the box. Another Detroit penalty here at home in the early going. Yep, easy trip call there on Valentin Jacobson, tripping up Danny Abraham as he tried to come in the zone. Back to the power play. Boston unsuccessful in their first one. Coming away with 5 shots, though. Unable to beat Falk on any of them. O'Shea! Oh, and it was deflected and goes just wide. Looked like it was deflected off the defenseman Ovaskadachenko. Brandon Jordan on it now. He'll get it up to Nolan Cherry. Cherry will get it to the red line. Looks to enter, gets it to Spital. Spital bodied there by Ovaskadachenko. It'll get free. O'Shea backhand, stopped by Falk, and he will hold right there for Boston. Anderson against Helm in the dot. Minute 30 left here on the power play. Anderson wins it back. Stevens in the slot on his backhand. Doesn't get a shot away. Jordan gets it blocked down in front. Might have hit off his own teammate, Stevens. Anderson now goes for a skate. He'll lose it in the slot to Helm. Joubert! Stick to side by Falk. Stevens now behind the net. Going to get out in front, and he's bodied there by Ovaskadachenko. King comes free with it. On his backhand, shot there on the one-timer by Anderson, and it's stopped by Falk. Still Anderson out there. I'll go up against, I believe that's Markov in the draw. No, it is Helm still. Carolinen now with it. Carolinen flips it out, and they will get it out of the zone. Does Detroit, nearing 45 seconds left here on the power play for Boston. Anderson up to King. King across the blue line. Gets to the corner in front. Anderson doesn't get a shot away. Anthony Martelli will flip it out for Detroit. It'll hop down and skip off the glass. First one down, there's Dayton Helm. Short-handed now, Detroit looking to do something with it. He'll flip it all the way back down into his own zone. And they will just play catch with it as Detroit gets it there in their own end and flips it right back out, forcing Boston to run around a little bit, and that will kill off the penalty to Jacobson. Valentin Jacobson up to Laakkonen. Laakkonen fresh off the bench, shot sticked away by Abedisiani. Joubert with it in the corner. Tuominen comes free. Ivari Tuominen can't get a shot away. Tried to get back to his forehand and had it knocked away right there at the last moment. O'Shea flips in high off the glass for Boston. Carolinen will have it. He'll flip it to Kovalenko. Kovalenko to Benny Brock. Brock, the defenseman, will lead the rush. Cuts in. Laakkonen shot. Oh, and it just goes wide. Thornburg now on it for Detroit. Back to Carolinen. Carolinen loses it to O'Shea. Nick O'Shea looking to come up. Joubert had it for a second, and now he loses it. Cherry and Thornburg fight along the Detroit bench there, and it's going to be offsides. Puck came right out of the zone, re-entered and touched by a Boston player, bringing it offside. So just outside the Detroit zone, we will have another face-off by the Detroit bench here. Abraham wins it back to Backlov. Backlov, cross ice to Tipton. Tipton will stop up. Now looks to attack. Petrik down low. Pad saved by Falk. Jacobson now with it. It'll get up to Ristolainen for Detroit. He tries to exit the zone and he's hit. Petrik with 3 big hits there on that. Just, 15 seconds worth of ice time. Abraham now with it for Boston. He'll turn it over. Kovalenko will turn. Look to attack. He'll lose it to Tipton. Good stick there. I think it was Bo Gron with the takeaway. Tipton gets it down low. Abraham stop. And they score. It is Vlatko Petrik. The big Romanian just sort of sitting around the net waiting for a rebound. Abraham's shot pops right to him, and he stuffs it right by Anders Falk. And Boston takes an early 2-1 lead here. As the first period starts to wind down. We're under 7 minutes left here in the first. Anderson gets it low. Ovoskadachenko will press Stevens to the boards. It'll come free to King in the corner. Anderson in the high slot decides not to shoot, passes it off. It'll be Baklov with it now. Baklov tries to get it low, and it'll come out of the zone. Boston with it now. Braun up to King. King tries to get it through, and Ovoskadachenko blocks it off. Anderson skates onto it. They'll battle there with Ovoskadachenko, and it'll come free to Kaba. Jay Ward trying to enter for Detroit. Can't. Baklov with a good stick. Baklov gets to the red line, tries to dump it down lower, and can't. They'll fight for it 2-by-2. Boston and Detroit. It'll come out of the zone. Re-entered by Baklov, so that will be an offsides call. 5:04 left here in the first. Boston with a 2-1 lead on the Trappers here early. Face off one to Kaba. Ignatov will turn in his own zone. He turns it over. Brandon Jordan. Brandon Jordan tries to get down low and can't get it through. Ignatov will come away with it. Taran Ignatov down into the corner. He's belted there. Antonison with the hit. Vinogradov up to Jordan. Brandon Jordan will flip it down and it'll clip the Detroit bench there, so we will bring it outside the Detroit zone for a face-off. Ready for the face-off, and Shvital wins it back. Antonison will get it into the zone to Christensen. Cross ice picked off by Martelli. Francis Coy gets it up to Taran Ignatov. Ignatov shot, sticked away by Bedesiani. They'll flip it down to the other corner. Coy and Shvital will fight for it there. Shvital able to come away with it. Off the boards to Vinogradov. Vinogradov now back to Antonison. Shvital will enter. 3 minutes left here in the first period. Kristi Toivonen will get away with it. They'll try to kick it up the boards. It'll be Shvital. Shvital stopped there. Carolinen tripped there. Christensen's going to go for a trip here. Once it's touched up by Boston. Detroit still in their own zone. Now they get it out. Dayton Helm. Dayton Helm on the attack. He's got room. Back to Thornburg. Stopped there by Bedesiani. Thornburg back with it. Retrieves the puck into the slot. Oh, and a glove stop by Bedesiani. And they will touch up to get the call here. A trip coming up to Isaac Christensen. So Detroit will now head to the power play. Thornburg wins it back to Laakkonen to Kovalenko, and it stopped there. Kovalenko with it behind the net to Laakkonen. Laakkonen in front to Thornburg. Shot gets blocked away by Joubert. And Jordan will flip it out. Roman Horn now. 1.5 minutes left here. About the same amount of time on the power play. Kovalenko gets his shot blocked. Thornburg down low. Stopped by Bedesiani. Bedesiani tries to get it out. It'll come up to Jordan, and he'll flip with the backhand to get it out for Boston. A minute left here. Nearing a minute left, I should say. Yevgeny Kovalenko looking to enter. Stays wide, gets bodied there by Joubert. Thornburg will have it now behind the Boston net. Laakkonen tries to come out front. Comes to Thornburg. Thornburg to Laakkonen. Roman Horn. They're in tight, but they can't get a shot away. Horn finally shoots it. And it'll go up in the air, and Thornburg will get it behind the Boston net. Kovalenko now out front. Adolfsson will come away with it with just 30 seconds left here on the power play. And 28 seconds left in the period. Thornburg to Ward. Ward up to Roman Horn. Roman Horn looking to enter. He'll get it to Thornburg. Shot blocked away. Sasha Baklov will flip it up to Brandon Jordan. Brandon Jordan gets it deep. First one on it'll be Horn. Nearing the end of the period, 2-1. And that will do it for the first period here in Detroit. So Detroit gets the early goal. And then Boston finds a way to get 2 right back to take a 2-1 lead as we head to the second period. So we're going to take our first intermission here, and we'll be right back with you for the start of the second period. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the second 20 minutes here in Detroit. The Motor City Iceplex. The Trappers here at home, trailing 2-1 to the visiting Boston Yachts. They had a second left of power play time, and that has melted away. So we are back to even strength here to start the second period. Kovalenko bodied there by Christensen. Kovalenko now with it, tries to flip it out front. It'll come to Kaba, to Horn. Kovalenko, he scores! You have Henny Kovalenko set up by Kaba and Horn. So they did this in the first period as well. Less than a minute into a period, Detroit finds the back of the net and takes the lead. Or excuse me, doesn't take the lead. They've tied things up now. Ovoskadachenko up to Kaba. He'll get it to Kovalenko. Kovalenko gets it poked away by Baklov. Kovalenko gets it back. In front, Lakinen. Stopped there by Bedesiani. Lakinen tries to get it out front, and it'll be picked off by King. King trying to skate away. He'll exit the zone. Stop. Try a stretch past Anderson. That's picked off. Ristolainen forces it down into his own zone. Ovoskadachenko will pick it up. It'll be Yevgeny Kovalenko. Pressed to the boards there by Stevens. Braun to Anderson. Calvin Anderson bodied there. Ovoskadachenko will skate away with it for Detroit. Get it up to Thornburg. Thornburg at the red line. Now it looks to enter the zone. He's met there by a couple of Yachts players. Baklov gets the puck and gets it up to Stevens. Now to King. Anderson probing in the neutral zone. Retreats. Bogran now onto it. He'll go cross ice to O'Shea. Now Christensen. Isaac Christensen enters the zone. Gets it poked away there by Kaba. They'll fight forward in the corner. It'll come free to Ovoskadachenko. Ovoskadachenko looking to create space. Dodges the hit there by Svital. Tumanen tries to send it to Thornburg, and he's blown up by Gron. Bogran actually gets two Trappers there. Thornburg and Tumanen. Looks like we have two fights going on at the same time. Oh my goodness. So Carolinen and Antonison must have had some beef. They decided to jump in against each other. And Bogran against Dayton Helm. And Helm wins the Trappers win both of them. So Carolinen gets Antonison to the ground, and Dayton Helm gets Bogran to the ground. Bogran with the hit that started the whole fracas there. So we will have a couple of players from each side sit down for 5 minutes for fighting. We'll be right back out there, 5-on-5, down here in the Boston zone. Horn against Svital on the draw. Svital wins it. It'll come to Joubert. Joubert looking to get it out. He'll get it up to Isaac Christensen. 4 minutes gone here in the second period. Tied at 2 here in Detroit. O'Shea in the high slot. Shot doesn't get through. Ilya Markov will turn. He'll get it back to Benny Brock. Up to Jay Ward. Ward turns it over. Svital looking to enter. He'll get it to O'Shea on the wing. O'Shea gets it poked away. Has to go wide. Center to Joubert. Vinogradov slap shot. Blocked down by his own teammate. O'Shea now gets that shot blocked. Another shot. And that one stopped there by Falk with a toe save. And he will hold right there. Another face-off coming here. It'll be won by Detroit there. It'll come to Horn. He beats Cherry in the face-off dot. Now Horn, he'll have it and enter the zone. Cuts to the middle. Slap shot. Stop there. Markov with an opportunity on the one-timer. He'll get it over to Cherry. Nolan Cherry enters the zone. Stops up. Tries to feed the trailer. Couldn't tell. I think that was Adolfsson. Ristolainen loses it in the Boston zone. It's at the blue line there. Roman Horn to Ristolainen in the slot. Oh, toe save there by Bedesiani. Brandon Jordan flips it out to Vinogradov. Now to Joubert. Joubert will have to turn back. Johan Joubert up to Vinogradov. Vinogradov to Adolfsson. Adolfsson, Vinogradov. Vinogradov in the slot. Stopped there by Falk. Oh, and another. And it gets through. Brandon Jordan with the goal. So the rebound hops onto the stick of Brandon Jordan, and he's able to just sneak it through Anders Falk. It's going to be unassisted for Jordan, as they're going to say it was a turnover in front. So Brandon Jordan gives Boston their 1-goal lead right back after Detroit had tied it to start the second period. Kovalenko into the slot to Lakinen, gets it blocked away. And a penalty coming up here to Detroit. Vinogradov now up to Tipton. Barry Tipton to Abraham. Abraham gets it poked away, and Ristolainen will touch up for the penalty call. And it will be Yevgeny Kovalenko, the most recent goal scorer for Detroit, and we have a full house there in the penalty box. They sit shoulder to shoulder, the two fighters and Kovalenko. Carolina and Helm, the two fighters there for Detroit. So now Anderson will float into the dot against Francis Coy, and Anderson, wins it away. Anderson up to Christensen, he'll lose it. Kaba to Coy. Approaching 12 minutes here left in the second. Anderson will pick it up behind his own net. King tries to skate up, he'll lose it to Martelli. Anthony Martelli. Obuskadachenko down to Coy. Feeds it back to Martelli, and he loses the puck there in the Boston zone. 3-on-2 for Boston. Anderson, shot gets blocked. Stevens now with it behind the net. Gets it out to Anderson. Anderson to his forehand. Stop there. Obuskadachenko funnels it on net to Falk, and he will hold it right there. Ristolainen now get ready to face off against Calvin Anderson. Anderson wins it back. Joubert to Jordan. Blocked down in front. Might have been deflected. Stevens gets it to King, and he's unable to beat Falk because he's going side to side. So good pressure here from Boston, mostly winning those face-offs here in the offensive zone, leading to opportunities as we approach a minute left here on the power play. King comes in to get the face-off. Joubert's shot just goes wide. King now in the high slot. He'll lose it. Taran Ignatov to Ristolainen. Ristolainen probing, looking for something here shorthanded. He'll turn back, try to get down the boards, and he's met there by Stevens and Joubert will come away with it. Johan Joubert tries to center, gets it poked away. Ristolainen goes off the boards and out. 30 seconds left here on the power play for Boston. Jordan up to Anderson. Anderson gets it poked away. It'll be Ristolainen and Joubert fight for it. Ristolainen out front. They score! Short-handed. Taran Ignatov. So what a play by Jakobi Ristolainen as he fights there on the forecheck short-handed. Able to get the puck away, feed it in front to Ignatov, and Ignatov on the one-timer goes over the glove, far side, and beats a Bedesiani. So a 3-3 game here, approaching the halfway point of this game. Schwatal with a stop there by Falk. Cherry now with it down low. On net, Schwatal. Carolina will get it out, and that does it for the power play. So a very unsuccessful power play for the Yachts. So they give up a shorthanded goal and give up the lead. So now it is a tie game here. Obuskadachenko shot. Pad save there by Bedesiani. O'Shea trying to come away. It'll come to Obuskadachenko to Kaba. Kaba tries to turn. Christensen now with it for Boston in his own zone. He's met there by Helm. Christensen tries to kick it out. Kaba, almost kept it onside, but it will come out of the zone. Schwatal against Helm in the dot. Jay Ward feeds it to Helm in the middle. Helm now tries to get it down low. Good stick there by Backlov. Able to keep Thornburg from doing anything. Jay Ward gets bumped off the puck. Bogran will have it. Bogran tries to go off the boards to Schwatal. He'll go back cross ice to Christensen, looking to exit the zone. Good pressure there by Detroit, but Boston able to get free. And it'll come to O'Shea back behind the net. O'Shea kicks it out to Christensen. Christensen up high to Backlov, over to Anderson. O'Shea in the slot. Backlov shot. Glove down by Falk, and he will hold right there. 7:40 left here in the second. All right, back for the faceoff dot. Lackinen against Anderson, and Lackinen wins it back. It'll be Obuskadachenko on it. He'll get it cross ice to Kaba, now up to Kovalenko. Detroit looking to attack, and they'll be offsides as Lackinen flipped it back once he crossed the line, and Ristolainen will be in offside. One back there by Lackinen. Now Kaba, the first goal scorer of the night for Detroit. He's tripped up by Backlov. So Sasha Backlov gets that stick into the feet of Lawrence Kaba. And he will head to the box. So Detroit now on the power play, looking to take the lead back. They had the lead early in the game, only for what felt like about a minute, maybe. Opening draw won by Boston and flipped all the way down. Jacobson. The stretch pass to Kovalenko. Kovalenko tries to enter the zone and he'll flip it down low. Joubert, the first one on, and he's pressed to the boards by Laakkonen. Thornburg gets it away. Jacobson down to Laakkonen. Shot. Blocker save there by Beresiani, and Joubert will get it out. Brock will have it behind the net. He'll go off the boards to Laakkonen. Laakkonen cross ice to Thornburg. He'll enter the zone, crossing through the center. Joubert sticks it away from him. And now Adolfsson in to fight for it. Thornburg tries to get out front. Laakkonen can't get a stick on it to force it on net. So good power move there by Thornburg, but unable to either get it over to Laakkonen or get it on net himself. Turned over there. Adolfsson will get it back to Joubert, who has room to flip it all the way down again. Jacobson off the boards again. Up to Laakkonen. Laakkonen to Kovalenko, who will enter the zone. Kovalenko to Laakkonen in the slot. Over to Thornburg. Laakkonen tries the one-timer, and it's blocked away. Braun and Thornburg fight for it. It'll come free to Laakkonen, and now Grom will take it away from Laakkonen, and he'll flip it all the way down. 8 seconds left here on the power play. So it looks like the Backlov penalty will go for naught, as he is out of the box now. Backlov now with it. He'll look to enter the zone. He's in the high slot. Shot goes wide. Comes on net to Falk, and he will move it along to Kaba. Kaba tries to flip it up the board. Shvital picks it off. Shvital down to Petrik. Now back to Shvital. Over to O'Shea. Down low. Oh, they were looking for Petrik. Looking for his second goal of the game. Unable to make the connection. Ward gets blown up there. Believe that was Antonison with the hit. Shvital has room. Shot. Sticked away by Falk. It'll head it into the corner. Horn and Shvital will fight for it. Roman Horn over to Francis Coy. Coy up to Kaba. Kaba to Dayton Helm. Dayton Helm flips it all the way down. Approaching 3 minutes left here in the second. It'll come free there to Horn. He'll shoot and get it blocked away. Christensen looking to go near his net. He'll pick up the puck again after losing it for a sec. Christensen bodied there at the blue line. It'll come free. Lawrence Kaba down behind his net. Tries to kick it towards the corner and out, and it'll be Coy. Helm will get it out now for Detroit, and he'll flip it all the way down. Looks like it kicked off the Detroit bench there, and will come back to neutral ice. Yep, down near the Detroit zone for a face-off. Laakkonen wins it to Ovaskadachenko, excuse me. Kaba tries to flip it in, can't. They fight for it there. Kaba will have it now. Lawrence Kaba down low. Ristolainen just goes wide. Might have been sticked away by Beresiani. Joubert pestered there by Ristolainen. Anderson to Kolar. Dale Kolar will turn in his own zone. Looks to kick it up the boards. It comes free to Kovalenko. Oh, he's looking for Ristolainen on the back door. It's picked off by Joubert. A minute left here in the second period. Tied at 3. Ristolainen goes to the corner, loses it. Dale Kolar to Calvin Anderson. He'll go to Joubert. Joubert to King. King do a spinorama down to Kolar. Anderson, he scores! Calvin Anderson goes over the shoulder on the sharp angle of Anders Falk. The young man beats him right there, just right over the shoulder. So we are 4-3 now for Boston, with just about 25 seconds left here in the second. So a final minute goal. They always talk about that being a huge momentum swing when you can get one right at the end of a period. Kovalenko glove stop there by Beresiani. So Calvin Anderson with the 4th goal for the Yachts tonight. Stevens, Petrik, and Jordan with the first 3. For Detroit, we've had Kaba, Kovalenko, and then Taran Ignatov with the shorthanded goal. Kovalenko down low to Ristolainen. Stopped there by Beresiani. Laakkonen trying to get it out front. Brock gets it blocked away, and that will end the second period. So an exciting game so far here in Detroit. A game potentially for first place in the America Division. We'll talk about that after a quick intermission and be right back with you for the start of the third period. All right, folks, just a quick break, and we are right back to the exciting action here in Detroit, the Motor City Iceplex. Anderson wins it back for Boston. So again, we talked about it before the break. Oh, and that's going to be a penalty there coming to Detroit. Lackinen going to be guilty of the trip. Mats Lackinen, his second penalty of the game. He'll take a seat. Unhappy with the call. It doesn't really matter. That's an easy penalty there. Tripping Sasha Baklov there. So we talked about it before the intermission. Boston, with a regulation win today, would find themselves tied in points with Minnesota and New York. Now, Minnesota and New York would have points percentage on them because they played fewer games than Boston. But Boston could find themselves, after struggling to begin this season, find themselves tied for first in the America Division. Detroit, with a regulation win, would be in first place all by themselves. And with an overtime win today, they would be tied with the two teams they are trailing, Minnesota and New York. So a big game, an important game here in the America Division, as a tightly compacted division trying to kind of sort itself out. Even Chicago down there at 4 points, still with an opportunity here in the America Division. Ignatov with the shorthanded goal early in the game, tries to go behind the net. It'll come to Vinogradov. They'll look to enter the zone now with King. King skates free of Oskadachenko. Anderson down in the slot. Stevens tries to go short side, and it's blocked away by Falk. Detroit will flip it out. 45 seconds left remaining here on the Lackinen penalty. Stevens loses it for a sec, but now it's Anderson. They have a little mini 2-on-1. King in front. Oh, tries to go to the backhand, and it's snuffed out by Falk. Blocked there by Tapio Karolainen. And he'll get it all the way down. About 15 seconds left here on the power play for Boston. They're still in their own zone. King being pestered by Ignatov. He'll get it up to Anderson, who's now met by Ristolainen. King comes free with it up to Christensen, and that'll do it for the penalty. Lackinen out of the box. Vinogradov tries to feed it across to Anderson and can't get it through. Anderson back on it. They'll get it back to Christensen, to Vinogradov, to Stevens in the high slot, gets it blocked away. Stevens back with it, and now Ristolainen's going to be tripped up. Looks like it was Calvin Anderson that's going to be guilty of the trip there. Lackinen can't get the shot away and touched up by Christensen. So another penalty coming up here to Boston, and it will be Calvin Anderson guilty of the trip. Yep, pretty easy call there as he trips up Ristolainen and the Detroit zone. So Detroit down one, 16:50 left, with an opportunity on the power play here to get things even. Horn with a shot that gets blocked away. Will be flipped all the way down by Boston. First one on it is Kaba. Kaba softly off the boards, tries to get it up to Ward. He's pestered there by Adolfsson. Lawrence Kaba will come away with it up to Francis Coy. Coy against Baklov. He'll center to Ward. Stop there. And Abedisiani will stick it away from danger. Helm to Kaba cross ice. Horn at the point. He'll lose it. Adolfsson will stop up as he didn't have an advantage. Baklov with the backhand there by Jordan, and it's stopped by Falk. Kaba up to Coy. Coy almost loses it at center ice. Now he'll look to enter. Ward to Helm. Helm, with a poke check there by Abedisiani. Baklov for Boston will get it all the way down. It'll skip down and hit off the backboards. Coy to Kaba, who loses it. Coy just on sides. Helm to Ward. Shot stopped there by Abedisiani. Coy was close there on the offsides, but they called it clean. And they're unable to get the goal there, so now Thornburg will face Abraham in the dot. Abraham wins it back to Antonison, who will flip it into his own Yachts bench, and it'll come back down into the Boston Yacht zone. Thornburg against Abraham again, and Thornburg wins it back to Jacobson. To Lackinen, shot glove by Abedisiani, and Abedisiani will just hold right there. Thornburg again against Abraham. Just 12 seconds left here on the power play. Brock to Jacobson. He'll walk down the slot and he'll lose it. Get it to Thornburg. Thornburg shot. Gloved by Beresiani. And he will hold right there. 1 second left here on the penalty to Calvin Anderson. So it looks like Boston's going to kill that off. Unfortunately, now it's going to stay in the Detroit zone here. So Detroit still might be able to be on the attack. They lose the draw, and Tonison tries to clear it. It'll get up to Abraham. Over to Petrick. Vlatko Petrick looks to enter the zone. He has a goal earlier tonight. Petrick down low, picked off by Jacobson. Lackinen now looks to counter. Gets it to the trailer. Jacobson down low to Thornburg, and he scores! Stuart Thornburg with a great setup there by Valentin Jacobson as he is the trailer on the play. All eyes go to him in that high slot, and he feeds it down to Thornburg on the backhand and flips it by Ronnie Beresiani. So a 4-4 game here. Approaching 14 minutes left in the third period, the final 20 minutes here. Carolina tries to get in. His shot gets blocked away. It'll come to Isaac Christensen. He'll get it up to O'Shea. O'Shea looking to probe, looking to attack. Gets it in front to Jake Christensen, and it's stopped by Falk. Vital against Lackinen in the draw. Lackinen wins it back to Carolina. Up to Brock to Ristolainen. Ristolainen will enter the zone. Probing, gets into the slot, gets on the forehand and gets it blocked away. Another shot gets blocked there. Ristolainen got the puck right back to him and they get it blocked again. Brock down to Kovalenko, to Ristolainen, to Carolina. Shot gets blocked by Christensen. Lackinen, and a toe save there by Beresiani. Christensen will clear it away from any danger. O'Shea, shot gets blocked away. Gets it on net, and Falk able to hold it right there. Good play by Nick O'Shea as he tries to just kind of make something out of nothing, and it's gloved by Falk and held there. Anderson against Horn in the dot. Anderson wins it back. Backlov. Shot goes wide. Probably was deflected in front. Kaba will now take it for Detroit. He'll get it to Ovoskadachenko. Gets it up ice to Markov, to Horn. Roman Horn looking to attack. Markov back at the point. Gets it to Horn. Horn down the slot. Bodied off the puck. Sasha Backlov will come up with it for Boston. He'll get the red line and then retreat. Get it up to Anderson. Anderson now enters the zone. Shot stopped there by Falk, and he will hold right there. 11 minutes left here in what's been a thrilling first game of our doubleheader. A reminder, the game coming up after this, we will have a Canada division matchup as the Ottawa Mounties head into Calgary, Canadian Western Bank Center, to take on the Stallions. Puck dumped in deep. It'll be Jackson King on it for Boston. He'll try to exit the zone, get it up to Backlov, the defenseman. Defenseman will carry in. Shot stopped there by Falk. Looked like he was trying to beat him 5-hole, and Falk closes that up on Backlov. It'll come to Stevens, over to Backlov. Now Anderson to King. Oh, they shot stopped. Anderson now out in front. Can't get the shot to go. Anderson pressed behind the net by Martelli. Stevens out front to King. Goes right into that Trapper logo on the chest of Anders Falk as he will hold it right there. Face-off won by Cherry. It'll come to Gron. He's blocked away. Ovoskadachenko now tries to get it up. Coy will get it out of the zone. Bogran will skate on it. They'll retreat in his own zone, get it up to Cherry. Brandon Jordan now with it. Jordan pressed there by Ovoskadachenko. Kaba tries to get it up, and it'll be Cherry who will keep it in. Nolan Cherry down to Adolfson. Shot gets stopped by Falk, and he will hold right there. 8:52 left here in the third. Tie game, 4-4. Vital now in the dot. He'll win it back. Sasha Backlov. Shot! Off the post and goes up and over the net. What an opportunity there. Backlov looking for that first goal of his career. Almost had it right there. Christensen now on it. Vital loses it to Ovoskadachenko. He'll body there with Christensen and get it away. It'll come to Lackinen. Now Lackinen goes cross ice to the defenseman Kaba. Kaba enters the zone. Kaba with the first goal of the game tonight. Less than a minute in. He'll lose it to Schvital behind the Boston net. Isaac Christensen will come away with it. Christensen looks to enter. He'll turn it over to Ristolainen. Lackinen comes the other way for Detroit. Schvital will take it. Evzen Schvital looks to enter the zone. Tries to get it across ice to O'Shea, and he's blown up there. I believe that's Ovaskadachenko with the big hit on Nick O'Shea as he's slow to get up. Kovalenko tries to enter. It'll end up on the stick of Ristolainen. Tries to get to his forehand and gets it poked off. Barry Tipton now. Up to Vlatko Petrik. Petrik enters the zone. Tipped away. Now Tipton in the slot. Knocked away. Ends up on net to Falcon. He'll keep play going. Carolinen up to Thornburg. Stuart Thornburg will lose it to Petrik. Vlatko Petrik tries to get it through, and Carolinen will take it away. It'll get up to Ward. Ward tries to flip it in. Backlov deflects it. It'll come to Vinogradov. Vinogradov tries to kick it free. It'll come to Abraham. Abraham up to Backlov. Sasha Backlov to Tipton. Tipton turns it over at his own blue line. Thornburg with speed, looking to enter. Gets it knocked away, and Petrik will come away with it. He'll get it up to Anderson. Back to Backlov. Backlov enters the zone and then gets rubbed out there. Dayton Helm with it now. He almost turns it over. It'll come back to Carolinen for Detroit. Carolinen tries to get it up ice. He'll get to Thornburg. Over to Helm. Helm will flip it deep now. Backlov will have it. And he'll be hit there, and we're going to have a penalty here. They're going to call a slash on Dayton Helm there. Must have been on Backlov right there as he was trying to clear the puck or get it up ice. Helm unhappy with the call. We'll see the replay here. Under 4 minutes left here in the third. Yep, they're just going to call that slash. He gets his stick up into the hands of Backlov. So Boston with a golden opportunity here on the road. Tie game, 3:58 left. An opportunity to get this game a lead late in the game. Tsiketovic will now take it. For Detroit, he'll flip it all the way down. Boston will be forced to go the full 200 feet. Joubert with it. Tries to kick it free. It'll come back to Joubert after it hits off a couple skates down below. Now Stevens looks to enter. Stevens tripped up there. It'll come out of the zone. Joubert has it. Loses it. Now gets it up to Anderson. Anderson with speed. Can't get all the way through. Ian Tsiketovic will fight for it in the corner. It'll come free to Joubert. Joubert turns it over to Ignatov. It'll get out of the zone. Boston having to tag up. Jordan tries to feed it through to Anderson, and Tsiketovic reads that and picks it off. Boston right now with a lot of speed in the offensive zone, but unable to really get under control, it feels like. Anderson down to Stevens. Now up to Jordan. Cross ice picked off by Tsiketovic, and he will flip it all the way down. We approach 30 seconds left here on the penalty to Dayton Helm. Jordan picked off there by Ristolainen. Ristolainen with a shorthanded assist earlier in the game. It'll come up to Schvital. Schvital, 15 seconds left on the power play. Loses it in the slot. Come to Markov, and he'll flip it all the way out. Vinogradov, first one on it. He'll go off the boards. Up to Cherry. Power play ended. Tsiketovic flips it back behind the net to Jacobson. Jacobson to Tsiketovic. Stretch pass up to Jay Ward. Jay Ward to Markov. Markov enters the zone. Markov stops, gets it to Ward. Shot gets blocked away. Ward, another shot. That one's blocked as well. Minute 20 left here in the third. Tie game, 4-4 here in Detroit. We've had a rash of overtime and shootout games. Two of them last night and one the night before. Nolan Cherry will try to skate away. He'll get it up to Vinogradov. Over to Schvital. Schvital will then flip it in. First one on it is O'Shea for Boston. He's pressed to the boards there, and he'll kick it free and loose. Jay Ward looking to attack. He'll flip it in. Braun, the first one on it for Boston. He'll get it up to Cherry. Up to Anderson. Calvin Anderson with 30 seconds left. He'll lose it. Ovaskadachenko. Then he'll hit Ovaskadachenko behind the net. It's not an easy task there. Going up against the big Ukrainian. Ovaskadachenko will get it to Ward. Jay Ward up to Thornburg. Stuart Thornburg loses it to Nick O'Shea. 15 seconds left here in the third. King tries to enter, gets it sticked away. Backlov with it. And now they'll get it up to King as he enters. Gron, cross ice. Oh, turned over to Thornburg. Stuart Thornburg with 7 seconds. He'll get it sticked away by Backlov. Press to the boards there. Boston looking to just kind of hold onto the puck. It'll come to Anderson, and that will do it for regulation time. So we've played the requisite 60 minutes, and we do not have a winner here tonight. So we will head to a 5-minute 3-on-3 sudden death to see if we can get a winner. We're going to do that right here. I know it'll take us to the menu, but we're just going to get right into the overtime action here, folks. As the 4th overtime game in just the last 3 days here of PIHANA hockey. Before that, we had 0 total overtime games, so again, a rash of them here. Detroit wins the opening faceoff, and they'll look to end it here at home. Helm gets it sticked away by Abedisiani. Helm up to Thornburg. Thornburg gets it blocked away. King behind the net will get it to Abedisiani. We'll get it to Vinogradov and out. Anderson blown up there. Thornburg on it. He'll feed it up. Thornburg now enters the zone with speed. Shot. Oh, it just goes wide. Ends up behind the net. Helm bodied there by King. Thornburg out front to Ovaskadchenko. Shot just goes wide again. Thornburg trying to get on it. King, oh, and he's blasted by Dayton Helm. 3.5 minutes left here in overtime. They'll get it to Anderson. Anderson will look to enter the zone against Ovaskadchenko. He'll stick it away from the dynamic forward. Vinogradov. Shot. Blockered away by Falk. Goes up and over the net. King with it behind the net now. Anderson will dig it free for Boston. He'll flip it and it'll come all the way down. And Helm and Braun race for it. It'll be Dayton Helm for Detroit, the first one on it. Tries to feed it down low. Oh, and we have a fight here in overtime. Braun taking offense to the hit Ovaskadchenko had on his captain, Calvin Anderson. Braun with a few good shots there. Ovaskadchenko with a uppercut. Another one, another uppercut. Braun over the top. Ovaskadchenko. Ovaskadchenko with another shot there on Braun. And he'll get him. Ovaskadchenko wins the fight there as Bogran goes 0 of 2 on fights tonight. So both those players will now sit in the box for what will be the rest of the game at this point. We are back. It is now in the Boston zone. Lackinen against Svital. Svital wins it back to Stevens. He'll get it up to Backlov. Almost turns it over. Stays in the zone. Kovalenko down to Lackinen. Slap shot. Oh, and a glove stop there by Abedisiani. What a save by the Canadian goaltender. Here in overtime, just a touch over 2 minutes left. Lackinen against Svital again in the Boston zone. Lackinen wins it back to Kaba. Kaba will step down the zone and lose it. Backlov up to Svital. Svital flips it down low. First one on it will be Kovalenko. He's pressed there by Backlov. They'll fight for it there. Stevens, Backlov fighting for it for Boston. It'll come free to Kovalenko, to Lackinen. Lackinen now enters the zone against Svital. Shot stopped. Glove there by Abedisiani, and he will hold. Svital and Lackinen again. 1:39 left here in overtime. We will go to a penalty shootout if we are unable to get a goal here in the next 1:30. Cabo will retreat back in his own zone. Almost turns it over. Now gets it up to Lackinen. Lackinen against Svital. He'll get by him. Down in the slot. Carolinen can't get it through. Backlov will pick it up. He's hit there by Carolinen. Out in front, Kovalenko gloved by Abedisiani, and he will hold right there. Adolfsson now against Helm in the dot. Adolfsson wins it back to Christensen, gets it up to Vinogradov. Neil Vinogradov gets by Thornburg, and while sticked away now by Thornburg. Thornburg with speed. Thornburg with a lot of speed. Has Jacobson on his right. Shot goes wide by Thornburg. Was deflected right there at the point. Helm looking to get down into the slot. Jacobson up high. Gets knocked off the puck. And then Thornburg, the same thing. Adolfsson will come away. 45 seconds left here in overtime. Up to Christensen. Isaac Christensen gets it sticked away. They'll fight for it at the boards. Thornburg gets blown up by Christensen. And now Dayton Helm will come on the attack. Helm sticked away by Vinogradov. Boston looking to take the advantage. Christensen gets by Helm. Christensen will stop up. Get it down low to Adolfson. Stop by Falk. Falk will keep play going. Carolina will have it. They'll get it to Helm. Helm up to Thornburg. Thornburg knocked off his stick there by Vinogradov. Thornburg will stay with it. Carolina down low. Off the post. Helm with an opportunity, and he clangs it off the iron there. Lackinen will now take the draw against King. 14 seconds left here. Lackinen wins it back. Brock in the high slot gets bodied off the puck. Brock gets back on it. Shot. He scores! So Benny Brock is the hero tonight here in Detroit as he beats Ronnie Abedisiani short side over his shoulder. Kind of similar to what we saw Calvin Anderson do to Anders Falk. But Detroit with the home win here now finds themselves tied atop the America Division standings. The three teams at 8 points, Minnesota, New York, and Detroit, all sitting there comfortably at 8 points. So a great game here from Detroit, an overtime winner right here. Benny Brock fires it right over Abedisiani to finish the game. We're going to take a quick break. I'll be right back with you for our post-game stats and information. Alrighty, folks, welcome back for our post-game coverage here from Detroit, Michigan, as the Detroit Trappers come up with the 5-4 overtime win. Benny Brock, the hero in overtime, the defenseman, getting the goal to win it for the Trappers here tonight. So we look at the team stats here. Boston leading the way in shots with 40 on the evening. Detroit with 36. Hits split exactly even, 32 apiece. Faceoffs go the way of Boston. And penalty minutes, we will have I don't know if it'll be a new record, but for both these teams, I'm sure it will be. Detroit with 25, that includes 3 fights. And Boston with 21, that includes 3 fights. So neither team able, though, to get anything on the power play as Boston goes 0 of 5 and Detroit goes 0 of 3. Detroit, however, did get the shorthanded goal from Taran Ignatov there. So now we'll head to the individual stats. We'll start with our winners on the scoreboard, the Detroit Trappers. Mats Lackinen with a multi-point game as he comes away with 3 assists. Lawrence Kaba does the same multi-point and gets a goal and an assist for 2 points there. And then our single point getters, we have Ovaskadachenko with an assist, Thornburg and Brock the game winner tonight. Roman Horn with a point on an assist. Jacobson, Ristolainen do the same. And then Kovalenko and Ignatov with goals as well. We look, Dayton Helm, no points. Jay Ward a -1. Ilya Markov with a -1 as well. And Tapio Karolainen with a -1 as well. We look at shots, Kovalenko with 5. Was he leading the way? No. Mats Lackinen with 8 and Stuart Thornburg with 6. And then hits, we have Vladimir Ovaskadachenko with 11 hits on the evening. And Victor Tiketovic with 4 and Tapio Karolainen with 6 as well. Now to the goaltending. It'll be Anders Falk. 40 shots against and 36 saves, so while he gives up 4 goals, he still is right at an even 900 save percentage on the evening, so not a terrible night. It looked like at points it was not the greatest night, but that overtime and being able to come up with big saves late allows him to have a pretty good evening for the Trappers. So that will do it for our home team on the scoreboard, and now the road team tonight. The Boston Yachts, unable to come away with the overtime win. They do get a point for forcing it to overtime, though. A lot of single point getters, no multi-point guys tonight, as Anderson with a goal, Stevens with a goal, Jordan and Petrick with a goal. Assists will go to King, Backlov, Joubert, Kohler, Tipton, and Abraham. And then our no point getters, we got Bogran, Vinogradov, mostly defensemen, but then you look, Nick O'Shea again without a point, Esvin Fatal without a point, Nolan Cherry without a point. So that second and third line, you'd like to see a little bit more out of those folks on the score sheets. Shots, Fatal did shoot 7 times though, so he was at least trying to put it on net. Anderson also with 7 shots and King with 5. We look at hits, it's Johan Joubert and Bogran at 5 apiece, and then Isaac Christensen leading the way with 6 hits on the evening as he comes away with a -2 here tonight. Oh, excuse me. And then the goaltending. My fault. Then Rodney Abedisiani, 36 shots against, only saves 31 for an 861 save percentage. So not the greatest night for Abedisiani. I still think they probably have confidence in him to be the starter. I know there's a little bit of indecision on should they go with Sabo or Abedisiani, but I think Abedisiani has done enough to prove to this point that he still deserves to be the starter in net for Boston. We'll now head to the goal scorers for tonight. Lawrence Cobb with the first goal less than a minute in, and then less than 40 seconds later, Josiah Stevens gets the game tied right back up. Vladko Petric before the end of the first makes it a 2-1 lead for Boston. 2 goals apiece in the second period as Kovalenko in the first minute of the second period. Then Brandon Jordan, Taran Ignatov, the shorthanded goal, and then Calvin Anderson with about 25 seconds left in that second period gets them the 1-goal lead. And then in the third, only the 1 goal, Stuart Thornburg with a clutch goal there to get it tied 4-4. And then in overtime, the game winner, Benny Brock, able to come in off that wing and fire it short side over the shoulder of Irani Abedisiani, assisted there by Matt Lackett. So that's going to do it for us here from Detroit, folks. Again, we have a doubleheader tonight, so we got one more game coming up. We will send you out to Calgary, Alberta, Canada at the Canadian Western Bank Center as the Ottawa Mounties take on the Calgary Stallions. So we thank you folks for joining us here from Detroit. We will see you next time.